Cammy, how much you the boys look forward to the first competitive game this weekend, and it being a cup game as well?
Yeah, no, boys are raring to go. It's been such a quick turnaround since we came back. Halfway through end of June. It's been a very fast few weeks. It was a good week away in Spain as well, which has been good. It's been good for the boys to kind of bond together. A few games out there, tough games, but I think we've come off the other side of them reasonably well. So buzzing to go for Saturday, and as you say, the competitive games have started.
At this stage of the season, would you rather it was competitive games rather than the friendlies? Is there a wee more of an edge to them?
It's always good to get the competitive games kind of on the go. That's been probably, is it the fourth year maybe the cup games have run, so we're used to knowing that they come around quick. But as you say, it's important to get results in this now. That's the main thing.
How's the mentality in the squad? Because obviously last season there was a few ton of games. Obviously the boys, the mentality of it's easily you're going to be down after a few defeats. How difficult has it been to change that? As a manager said, he's got to emphasise to you guys now it's a new start, fresh ideas. Is that come through to the players that this is a new start for everyone?
I think it is. I think with the manager coming in, it's straight away it's a clean slate for everyone. He was left with a pretty bare squad. So as I think he said in the press at the time, that's maybe a good thing for a rebuild, and he's obviously done that. I can say that a great bunch of boys, and I think the main aim obviously is just to keep working together as a group, and everyone's determined to do well going forward.
Is there an excitement ahead of this season? You've been seen as one of the favourites to go straight back up as well, and you've obviously got United in the league this year as well. Is there a real sense of excitement in the city? Do you think about the two teams?
Yeah, definitely. There's obviously with the two teams there'll be a lot of the four derbies, but the boys under no illusions how tough it is. There's other teams in the league as well. There's Inverness, Partick, other boys as well that will be in contention and fancying themselves for the league. So we're under no illusions how kind of tough it's going to be. Obviously the aim is to go back up, but we know how hard it's going to be, and we've got a good bunch of hard working boys in there.
And what are you expecting against Raith this weekend? It's going to be a tough match going there to Kirkcaldy.
Yeah, definitely. They're a good side. I know John McGlynn, the teams look to play out from the back. Footballing team, I went and watched them a few times last year. They like to get the ball down and play. I think they've won quite a few of their pre-season games as well. So under no illusions again how tough it's going to be. We've came to these games before and found them tough. So it's about getting through that. Firstly with a win, but obviously secondly you want a good performance as well.
What would your message be to the fans who might have been a little bit disgruntled at the end of the last season heading into the first competitive game?
Yeah, no, I think the fans know the excitement that could lie ahead. It's obvious that there's been hurt, there's been pain, obviously the last season, but I don't even probably want to speak about that anymore because it's done. There's no going back to it. That's all done. It's a fresh start for the club. A very hard challenge in front of us, definitely, but one that the boys, everyone at the club's relishing this year. So it's good. We want everyone on side, and get that connection back with the fans because it's so important. And I think the fans, I've said it before, I'm not kind of going over old ground, that the fans are the most important thing to a football club. They turn up every week. They help the boys on, help everyone. So it's a massive. We need them on side this year.
The manager was saying that this year could have the squad could have a younger feel to it compared to previous years. I mean, how do you see your own role within the squad?
I mean, I'm 23, but I feel one of the older boys because I've been here that long. And to be fair, I'm getting older. I'm not saying I'm a young lad, but there's a lot of young boys in the squad, and they're good enough to help us this year. I could go and name them all, but there's about, I'd say, 5 or 6 of them that are pushing, that are knocking on the door, and the manager said, in front of everyone that if they're good enough, they'll play. And I think they need to know that as well, that they're a massive part of this club, and the club can't stray away too far away from that the youngsters are massive going forward for us.
Your future was a bit uncertain towards the end of last season. Obviously new management team have come in. How much does that mean to yourself, and how much confidence is that building yourself that they wanted you back to be part of this new team?
Yeah, it was massive. As you say, there was obviously a bit of doubt where I was going to be this season, but as soon as the gaffer came in, he wanted to get me tied up, and to have somebody that wants you means a lot. It builds confidence straight away, and it's up to me now to kind of repair me, make sure that I'm working hard every day in training, which is a given anyway with any player, but push on to a new level that maybe opens a few eyes, and personally have a good season myself. It's only down to me that can do that, and with the gaffer and all the boys around you, it's a good platform to go on there.
And the new team has lots of new things coming in with the new management team that's coming into place that wasn't there before.
Definitely, yeah. I think it's all positive. Obviously, we could sit and speak about the past, which I don't want to go on to again. So I'm not even going to bother with that. I think it's just all about pushing this club forward again, step by step. I can go in and say we're doing this, we're doing that, but it's a gradual process at this club. We're working hard day in, day out. That's not just the people on the pitch, that's the staff, in the kitchen, wherever it may be. Everyone's got a smile on their face again. So it's important to keep that throughout the year.
I'm looking to the game coming up at the weekend against Raith Rovers. Some people look at that and think, well, Raith Rovers have got absolutely nothing to lose in this particular game. Does that make it more difficult for Dundee when they go out on the park at Kirkcaldy at the weekend?
It might do, yeah. I think obviously we played them a few years ago as well, and it wasn't an easy night. There was a late goal that was scored, and then they equalised again. So again, we know how tough these games are, and we've struggled in the past. So we're not, you don't take these games for granted at all. And as you say, yeah, they might have nothing to lose going into the game, but we need to have a professional mindset on Saturday and make sure we get the job done. That's what it comes down to.
Do you feel that that's better for Dundee to have a type of game like that rather than a meaningless friendly at the start before the league campaign starts?
I'm not too sure. Every game that we play, the competitive games are going to be tough. You look at every game. You look at the Cove game. A side that just came into the league. We've got them after Raith. So we've got Hartley in charge. New exciting team coming into the league, so they'll be buzzing to go as well. It's not about thinking that teams might be easier and we could take the foot off the gas for this game. It's not going to be that at all. And the manager has certainly made that aware that every game we'll just take game by game.
How important is it having a settled squad, Cammy? Because maybe in the past you could say that maybe too much a turnaround of players is important. There's a bed of players that know the club and know what the fans want and know how important the club is to the fans as well.
Yeah, to be fair, that's probably the biggest thing, I think. You look at the club over the past 3-4 years and you think, where's the stability in the club? You've seen masses of players come and go, played single-handed number of games, loan spells that haven't worked, etc. And you'd like to think now, there's a lot. I'm not going to try and think too far into the future or whatever like that, but you look at the boys that have signed and speaking to them personally, they want to play for Dundee, and being a fan myself, hearing that's great, and they're such a hungry bunch, and that's massive going forward.